What is going on? My name is Andrew Wilkes, and I want to start this video by saying, I'm not making content to sell people anymore. I've spent the last 2 years of my life scaling and building online businesses and doing really fucking well at it, and I've been very successful. I've really enjoyed my time, and it's been great. But I realized something in the last few weeks, after having some genuine relationship problems, having some business issues, having some family issues, going through a lot of big changes in my life, buying my new dream condo, moving around, a bunch of fucking moving aspects of my life. And what I've realized is I've had such big goals for so long now, dude. And I've done everything to achieve them. And I've been an ambitious guy my entire life. Hell, dude, I come from an MMA background. I come from athletics. I come from, literally having to fight my way to success. I come from a very impoverished family. I come from a very poor family. I come from a family where my dad basically almost died when I was younger. He was basically a vegetable for the first 10 years of my life, and my mom wasn't there, and I had to, basically grow up on my own. My sisters raised me, and I basically had to become a man at by the time I was 7 years old. And I think that led to a lot of things, like me dropping out of high school, me never having a lot of friends growing up because I was always too mature for my friends my age. That's why I have so many good close friends that now, through the experiences and businesses that I've built fucking amazing relationships and amazing friendships. But what I'm trying to say is, in this video, I'm not here to sell anymore. I'm not here to sell anyone on fitness coaching. I'm not here to scale your business, nothing. I'm here to give you straight advice from a 22-year-old who has been super successful as an entrepreneur online, who literally 2.5 years ago, I was 30 grand in debt, didn't have food in my hand, let alone money to my name, right? I've been very angry my whole life and hyper competitive. I've been so high energy, and I've been fighting for where I am now. And am I at $1 million a month yet? No. Is that a goal of mine? Yes. But it's been this constant message in my ear. Maybe it's from God sending people to say this to me. I think it to myself all the time, but the best advice that I've ever gotten is, Andrew, you need to slow down. I've been told that my entire life because I was a hyper kid. I was always go, and that's what got me to where I am now, brute force and energy. But a little bit of anger and attitude, cockiness a little bit at the start. Now it's confidence. But every time in my life I've been told, slow down, I've taken offense to it. I've always been yeah, but you're broke. You don't understand it. You don't understand this killer drive I have, this urge I have to be successful and to be a killer and to make millions of dollars and to be a face of a business and to lead an industry. You don't get it. You're coming at me because you're a failure. So I started looking inward. And this is what I recommend for everyone. Slow down. If you're a hyper competitive, with big aspirations, young man, trying to start a business, slow down. I used to feel if I took a day off, I was drowning, I fucking couldn't breathe. I'd get anxious, and I feel any dollar I made, I either didn't deserve it, or if I took a day off, everything was gonna fall apart. And it held me back for so long, and I'm not gonna let it do that anymore. I'm not gonna let that hold me back from who I'm supposed to be, because I'm not always happy. It's I have the money now, I have the freedom now, but I'm not happy with where I'm at. And this is a big thing for guys I work with that I really have to start telling them, because I'm very, very big on the stay hard discipline. And that's what got me to where I am, is bro, I literally built my entire brand off of doing the 75 hard challenge and running half marathons and being an MMA fighter and motivational speeches and all these fucking aggression talks and all that. And, if you're not working hard, if, work until you fall asleep at your desk, wake up and do it again kind of thing. But in reality, that got me to where I am, but it's not going to get me to where I want to be. And I think us as young men who are ambitious and aggressive, slow down. when you're in a state of aggression, it's a state of survival. And survival isn't where growth is made. It is to an extent, but you need to kind of calm down and piece things together, because right now what I'm realizing is I have a mentor now. I have a great mentor, and honestly, like, today I was supposed to have a call with him, and it was supposed to be about content and business and all these trackers and KPIs and complicated shit, right, to get me to $1 million a month, be like, yeah, let's fucking go. But it wasn't anything to do with that. It was simply on Andrew, shut the fuck up and slow down. And today was the first time that it actually hit me that anyone told me that I didn't go like, fuck you. You just don't get me. Because it's like been such an accumulation, especially the last few months with like my girlfriend, long-term girlfriend. She's known me my entire life, and business partners, my sisters, my mom, all the women in my family were hella tight. They're my girls, you know, they're my dogs. But I've always been so aggressive, and they've always been telling me to slow down. I take offense. I say, no, you don't get it. Well, I'm the one putting food on the table. I'm the one paying mortgage. I'm the one buying cars. I'm the one taking care of you. I'm the one paying bills. You don't get it. But today, for some reason, when I was told to slow down, it really, really hit me. It's like the accumulation of everything really forced me to look inward and go, wow, yeah, I need to take a breath. And about a week ago, maybe a week or two ago, me and my girlfriend of like 7 years almost broke up over some stuff. It was mostly a mistake I made, an accumulation of just like me moving too fast and me not being able to be loving and caring, and it affected my relationships, which my relationships affected my work, which means I wasn't getting enough done, which means I felt like I had to work harder and move faster to catch up, and it was accumulation, it was a spiral, it was a cycle. And when we almost broke up, she left for a little bit, for like a day or two, and I talked to my dad, and the first morning that I didn't wake up beside her, felt like a breath of air, and it wasn't because she wasn't there. I love her to death. It was strictly due to the fact that I was so emotional and hurt and broken up about all the stuff going on with us that I wasn't thinking about business for the first time in 3 years. I had no thought about money. I had no thought about scaling. I had no thought about businesses. I had no thought about my clients. I had nothing. And it brought me back to Andrew and who I am. Not this aggressive, like I have different sides, but it showed me for the first time in a long time the side that I love, and the side that like my audience loves, and the side that my clients and all these people in my life love. Even money loves this side of me, you know, the creative side, the passionate side, the calm side of Andrew, right? The articulate poem writer, like, you know, the poet, you know, the songwriter, the guitar player, the skateboarder, the guy who surfs, right? The guy who's into cinematography and film. That side of Andrew started coming out and taking a breath, you know, I started listening to music, and I was like, oh, I forgot how much I love this. So I wasn't even listening to music. I was like, this is a distraction, it's gonna cloud my brain, but it's good for me. It helps me be creative. And I realized, because I've been so go at making money and working hard, I've basically haven't been able to be creative. I've been tired, and because I've been tired, I've been pounding back energy drinks and nicotine and all these things, right? Which is actually why like I have these now, which are like these caffeine ones to kind of just like help me, because it's two birds, one stone. I stopped doing nicotine, and it helps me stay away from caffeine, or like energy drinks, right? So it's like I had this ability, speaking of, let's toss one in, I had this ability to kind of take a step back from business, and for some reason the real me came out, and I instantly felt such a clarity once I stepped back at my desk after those weird few 15 hours that I took off, the longest I've taken off other than sleep. And I felt such a clarity with my work, and such a creative flow, and such a passion for what I do, and such a clear path of like my messaging and my branding and who Andrew Wilkes wants to be. And I've kind of had these moments before, and they last like a little bit, and then they go away. But it's always been environmental. Like when I was in Bali, I had that feeling too. But I was in Bali, I was relaxing, I was meditating, I was a fucking, you know, nomad. Of course I'm gonna feel that way. I was surrounded by hippies and meditation and Buddhists, you know. But then this was the first one where I'm like at my desk in North America, where I'm, you know, in the fucking corporate shit, and I'm like building businesses, and I sat down, and even my whole team was like, wow. Like, I had a problem with like my partner the other day where like me and him were like very bickering. We wanted to kind of like, you know, we weren't seeing eye to eye, and if he left, shit would have affected him. If he left, shit would have affected our business. And it all came down to like, for some reason, after I had this calm day, the next call we had the next day, he's like, whoa, you like seem like yourself again, which is weird because I was like, you know, freshly out of that painful spot. Me and my girl are good now, but the creativity came back. And it wasn't discipline like David Goggins. It was discipline like in a different way, where it was calm and smooth. And I wasn't doing things for the sake of money. I was doing things for the sake of clarity and smoothness and calmness. And in the pursuit of being calm and smooth, I started to find that groove again. And then, funny enough, a day later, after having, like 2 days later, after having that kind of conversation with myself, the guy who's helping my business, who's further along in my business, one thing I admire about him is his tonality and how calm he is, how smooth he is. He points that out about me, how I'm still moving too fast. And I always thought being slow was a weakness, but in reality, how I've been looking at it is if you're too fast, it's like a race, and business is like a race. So is life. Life and business are the same when you're at this stage. They're not separate, they're the same. Once you get to a certain stage, if you're at a beginner phase, like under 20K a month, you won't get it. Once you're 20, 30 to $1 million a month, you'd understand what I'm saying. But it's the same thing. And whether it's business or life, the same thing. Business, it's not a straight line to see who's the fastest. It's a bendy, curvy track. And what I realized was I've been just stomping my foot down on the gas. And then because I was just so focused on going fast, when a corner comes up, I'm just flying off the corner and fucking crashing. Instead of being calm and smooth and precise and having clarity, where I could just know there's a corner coming, see it coming, and downshift, slow down, take the corner and then speed up again, right? And that's like a perfect equivalent to business, where it's like, you want to move so fast, but if you move too fast, you can't get clarity, right? It's like recently, the last like few months, it's felt like I've been in a fucking 2,000 horsepower fucking Bugatti, and I'm like putting my foot down, I'm like fucking revving the engine, I hear it going, and it's going, it's loud, it's fucking violent, it's like, yes, go, but I'm not moving, but the engine's shaking, the engine's about to explode, the engine's about to tire out and run out of gas, but it's because I've been in neutral. I've been so focused on going fast that I didn't have enough clarity to put the car in drive. You know what I mean? I think that's a lot of problems for a lot of young, ambitious men is the idea that we're so focused on where we're going and getting there as fast as possible and working as hard as possible that we're not able to sit back, relax, and breathe and meditate and journal so we can focus heavily on just the execution and next steps, right? It's like if we're able to do that, if we're able to take a step away and breathe, you know, we can pull away from the issue and assess it, but you can't pull away if you're moving fast and hard and burning out, because then it's like, you know, you move fast and something comes up and you're like, fuck, and then you want to work harder, and then all of a sudden you're moving faster, and then all of a sudden you crash because you weren't able to see the issue. But in reality, if you just calm down and breathe and step back, the issue's right there, which is nice, because as sad as it was of us having that problem, it really came up with a solution in my head, and it really resolved some things for me on my own time, where I was able to really, really, really see that flaw, because I felt so smooth right after, so calm. I saw, as soon as I came back to my desk, I saw all the issues and was able to work on them. I think this is like a video that I'll be looking back on in the next like year, being like, wow, that was the turning point. You know, that's a turning point from where we are to $1 million months, $10 million months. You know, I make no income disclosures. I don't know. I heard someone say that about like taxes and shit. Don't talk about your money on videos. They'll fry you. But yeah, dude. So if you're a young man and you're starting a business, even if you're not young, and you're starting a business or you're learning or you need value or needed advice, I hope this video helped, because this was the number one turning point in my life, I think, as far as being a man and being a business owner and being a creator. Because in reality, yeah, I run a business, but I think I'm a creator first. And I've been putting the creation to the side because I've been focusing on the business. It's been making me miserable. And it's been affecting our business. It's been affecting our cash flow because I haven't been able to put in 100% of who I am. Just breathe, dude. Relax. And I know how that sounds. Like if I was me 3 months ago, even like a week ago, I would have looked at this guy on the camera and been like, shut the fuck up, you don't get me, I'm not gonna relax, you're just not as hard as me, you're not as tough as me. I guarantee you, bro, I'm tougher and harder working than any of you watching this fucking video right now. You know what I mean? Like, I'm that motherfucker, you know what I mean? But if you don't get what I'm saying, I hope there comes a day you do, because it's going to be a big game changer for you. It's going to be a life-changing moment for you when you realize that as well. Okay? So, that being said, I actually have a lot of work to do. And I just wanted to take the 15, 20 minutes, and I don't know, this video could have been an hour long, but I want to take a few minutes and just kind of drop some sauce on what I've been dealing with and what I've been going through, and hopefully I can give you guys some value as somebody who's probably a little further ahead than where you're at and where you want to be, or maybe you're further than me and you just haven't had that realization. I hope this takes you fucking exponentially further, which would be fucking awesome. Let me know if that's you, but yeah, honestly, I'm still young and I'm still learning. So if you have any advice or anything like that, drop it in the comments. And if you have any questions, or you're going through something, DM me on Instagram. You know what I mean? It should be in the description. Just DM me if it's life, if it's business, if it's as a young man, even if you want to scale your business. I know I'm not trying to sell you, but if you want to scale your business and you need help and you want to choose me because all the other gurus and shit are bullshit, just come find me, bro. Okay, if you have any questions. I love you. God loves you. Peace.